Hello and welcome back to Stranded D, welcome back to Pacific Paradise, and welcome back to this island we are making. If you are joining us for the first time, we are on the PC version of the map editor, and the controls are thus. W goes forward, S goes back, A goes left, D goes right, Q goes down, E goes up, push and right click the mouse button, and that is going to pan your camera around. There are some other things you need to make note of, like the camera does not have constant velocity, so as you move closer to an object, you are going to speed up and slow down, depending on the number of objects in the area, depends on how much you speed up and slow down, and it may sometimes look like you're getting frame drops, but it's not, it's just camera doesn't have constant velocity. So we are going at full speed, and then as soon as we're free of objects, we zoom towards the edge of the map. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. There are some other problems, like the smooth tool doesn't really work in this version of the game. This is 1.0. The game got released last year, and well, yeah, you can smooth your coast as much as you want, but it's going to look like a bit of like a Lego piece, I think, is how we would describe it. Also, if you go to terrain and you are using that smooth tool, if you crank it all the way up and you do decide, yeah, I'm going to try it anyway, and smooth around the outside, go around the outside like the Buffalo Girls and think, that's great. And then you switch to your raise and lower height, you hit lower and you hit left click, you will punch a hole through to the center of the earth. That is not something you can undo because there is no undo in the game, so remember to slide the amount slider all the way down and save often, because otherwise you will do something that will make you sad. Anyway, last time we were working on this area here, we put in a little deciduous woodland, and it's good. I actually put the whole map back into the game, updated it, and walked around, did a little walk around. There is a marked difference between when you put something in the map editor, when you place objects down in the map editor, and when you actually see it in the game. In the game, it just kind of looks like it always has been there. It's a weird thing to describe. You have all the sprites, you have different times of day, you have the weather effects. It has an effect on what you see. There are some things that you have to know, or we have to know, or I have to know. This area around here, if we go and sit on this bit of dirt, we see a path all the way to the coast, and there is a survivor camp, and if we go from this mound of dirt forward, we get to about here, and then we can see a pathway that goes towards the airplane, but we don't really see the pathways that we created through the woods, which is kind of, it's all right. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. But we need to do something about that. Also, this bit of coast along here is very straight, and because the smooth tool really doesn't work, when you leave, when you save the game and leave, or when you pop it into the main world, you get this very straight bit of beach, and I really don't like that straight edge. Nature does sometimes do straight edges, but not really here, and you can kind of see it around here, so we're going to have to cheat somewhat. This area here, which looks like it should be a problem, is actually okay in the game, so we might need to take influence or inspiration from other places, but there are some areas which we do need to start putting things down. These two green blobs here, finish off that beach over there. This sandy headland is actually okay in the game, but this sandy headland needs something done to it, and I think we're kind of almost there. We don't have that far to go, considering how much we've placed down, and then you get into the game itself and you look around the map, a lot of it just kind of looks natural, which is great, but it's also kind of, is that what we want? I'm not entirely sure. So, I think what we can do is do something here. I want to do something here. But what you want to do? Oh, buddy, I don't know. I'm thinking we can get some rocks out. I think maybe big rocks. Okay, cool. I think we also need to do more with this, because we put in this mangrove swamp, and it's fine, but it's just kind of here. And I want it to be more. So, big rock, come with me. Gonna hit R to rotate. Gonna hit E to transform. Gonna just rotate it around. So rotate, grab the green toggle. So you can just grab the toggles with the left mouse button. And then just have a little look around, I want you. I want you. What do you look like? T to transform. T to transform. R to rotate. It's fine. Looks like a big old... You can see the frame rate. It's not the frame rate. You can see the game stuttering, and that's literally because there's all of these objects in the area, which is just having an effect on the camera. From this point on, that's just the way it's going to be. I'm sorry. I wish I could do something about it, but I can't. And there's also a weird effect when you record in this game. And I've never been able to deal with it or work out a solution to the problem. And that is that when you look left and right, it sort of stutters slightly. And no matter what software I use to record, or no matter what computer I use, it's always the same. I think it might be an effect of the Unity engine. So, okay, fine. We've got these big rocks. What are you doing? What are you going to tell us? I will tell you. I will tell you with my mouth. But first of all, I'm standing these rocks on their end. Uh-huh. Alright, I guess we're just in for the ride. Well, I guess if you've read the video description or title or whatever it is, then you'll already know. Will I? I hope so. I really do. So these are the big rocks. We have 5 big rocks, but I think one big rock is just like a chunky rock. That's fine. So I think is this big rock 2? I think that's big rock 2. Yeah, it is. All right. Oh, are you doing standing stones? How did you guess? Ah, you are clever, despite what they say. Might have heard that before. Yeah, that'll be Val Kilmer's Batman. Oh, really? Yep. It's a line from Val Kilmer's Batman. Right, so I want you. And what I want to do is put in some standing stones. Why standing stones? Okay. Quickly, to the buck cave. Oh, other way. Up. Jump over the top of the island. So over here, we have all these big rocks, and we've spent a long time putting in big rocks and lots of trees and things, and we got this shipwreck offshore, and the shipwreck itself has lots of rocks and things underneath the water. So if we crash under the water, we put a load of rocks and things here. It looks really good. From certain angles, it looks very good, but over this side of the island, there's not much in the way of verticality. We've added things like the survivor camp, which are fine. I like the survivor camp. It's great. Why would they be on this side of the island? I don't know. Oh, I know now. Well, we're just going to add a little detail. So yes, the other buttons, if you don't know, F to focus. Bonk. I don't know what I've got selected. If it's a big object, you'll go further out. If it's a small object, you won't. What we're going to do is slide you off into the sea. Slide you off into the sea. And slide you off into the sea. There we go. I think, was it Dare to Dream Bigger? Dare to Dream Bigger, darling? That was Inception. Anyway, sea to clone. But wait, we've got 2 rocks that are identical, and they're kind of next to each other identical. Yeah, it's not going to matter so much, except we can rotate them around, so it doesn't quite look the same. There you go. And now I kind of need something to go across the top. A lintel, perhaps. Is that what it's called? The thing that goes across the top? Yeah, so if it goes across the top, it's called a lintel. And you'll see that terrain objects, so we've got nothing selected. You'll see that in architecture, where you have door frames, doorways, or windows. You got a lintel across a window, right? So the question is this going to be okay? Is this going to look good? If it don't look good, we ain't going to do it. But we've got to test these things. I don't think it's going to look that good. I think we can just do with the standing stones, maybe. Yeah, that's not going to work. So delete that. You can press delete, or you can hit the thing in the corner. What we'll do is we'll just put a circle of them. That'll be fine. So we're going to move you out. Some of these are actually pretty decent in the way that they are located. But you're putting them in the sea. Yeah, I am. This one can lay down. It's a big potato looking one. Find a nice position for it. And then move the camera so I can actually see what's going on. Right. I think this shape is kind of wrong, so I'm going to hit delete, get rid of you. I'm going to hit C to clone, move you over here. Bonk. Right, I'm going to rotate you 180. Oh, that end is not great, is it? Nope. Let's just give it all. I think what we can do is, I want one of these to have fallen over. There we go. There we go. That's fine. You can come in and then rotate outwards. We can just have it so it's also fallen outwards slightly. That might be quite a good idea. Yeah. So slide it around. Good, and I think we need another one here. So you're okay, but I think these guys are the best. So C to clone. Move that around. R to rotate. These two are rotated on their axis. So we're going to rotate this one vertically. And then there we go. T to transform. Thing. Good. Now we know from doing stuff like this before, you really need to go big, because if you use the small cliff pieces, small rock pieces, you can do the same thing, but it doesn't really work because grass tends to clip through them and things. So yeah, something of an issue. What we've done in the past is we've gone to use the hard brush, use lower, change the size down, and then made sure the mount slider is just off the stop, and then just push using the hard brush. And that's fine, you make a little pit. Unfortunately, we do also note that's a little square pit as well. Strange. So what we can do is use the objects and use these small rocks to just kind of pop them around the edge. So it's kind of awkward having to whip the camera around. What we can do is rotate. This one's a weird shape. These rocks are kind of strange shape. Strange shape. Which is fine. Move you in. And then R to rotate. So I'm going to use the same small rock around the outside, I think. R to rotate. T to transform. I think whatever we draw here in terms of like a little rock garden is going to be softened by the fact that for most people there'll be grass here. So the grass tends to hide a lot of our details, tends to soften things up a lot. A lot? Is that? Yeah, no, it does. It's just a thing that happens. So T to transform, pull that in, R to rotate. So anything in the ground is probably what we can then do is terrain. And then if we use the smooth height, we know this doesn't work very well. Soft brush. We know this doesn't work very well, but what we can do is take this edge off. Okay. And that's fine. Look, a little squiggly thing in the center. We've got some rocks around the outside. Some of these have fallen down. So what we can do is raise and lower. Change the amount down because we know this amount slider is going to ruin our day at some point, and we're just going to hit lower around here. Just push it down a bit, and then a little bit of raise. There you go. So raising and lowering it means that if you raise it up enough, grass will appear. If you push it down, sand will appear. If you push it down too far, you'll go below the level of the water. And if you go too high, whoop, Zoop over here. Then you get forest floor texture, which is a brown pine texture. That's how you get the different textures appear. It's literally just move things up and down. Well, this is fine. This is a lovely little mess you've got ourselves into, but can we use it for anything? Yeah, we probably can. So, we have ourselves the same problem we have over there. It's a nice big area that we've now just created, but what we're going to need to do is turn the sea off. So if we look up the sky, hit display ocean, look down again, which means the shadows are now going to be locked. If you don't look up, the shadows don't get locked. Oh, that's fun. Cool. The water's a little shallow around here, so what we're going to do is just hit raise. And I'm going to do this first of all. I'm going to do this island thing that we did over there. Why do you do that? Because otherwise these guys are just sort of sat in the middle of nowhere. I just wanted to check the ocean floor to make sure it was actually fairly shallow. I know what we're talking about. Raise. Okay, so we will hit raise. We'll make sure the mount slider is kind of down. We will change the size up a little bit. Check it on the thing. And then just push and hold underwater. Nothing's happening. Oh, it will. It will eventually happen. Like a little spear of sand just coming up above the water. Okay, fine. So I'm going to look up and I'm going to turn the ocean off. So now we have this awkward blob of sand. We know that we need to raise everything up a lot around it. So we'll just do raise and lower. And then what I'm going to do is just change the amount up a little bit. I don't want it too much, but I need to raise the area up around here. So we'll do that using a fairly small brush. It doesn't matter if it's too spiky. We can actually still use the smooth tool to level everything off. So that's okay. Change the amount up a bit. And get some motion going here. Motion, please. Start the flans, please. That's a very different game show. Right. So just raising up the sand. Oh, but you've gone beyond beyond the design specifications. Yeah, no, weird, huh? Okay. So, smooth height, fine. Crank it up a bit. It's fine. Push everything down. Crank it all the way up. Push everything down. Good. Good. So it's this area here that we need to look at. So we'll use the set height, read from the start of the dry sand. Mount slider is all the way up, so turn it down. And just build this up here. Smooth it off. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to keep building up and smoothing off just to get the effect that we want. And then I'm going to turn the ocean back on. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles everywhere. The mount slider, crank it up quite a bit and just smooth that a bit more. This whole area can get a bit more smooth. Otherwise, so there are peaks and things and it just kind of drops off kind of violently underwater. It's not too bad. But you don't really want to start swimming down towards the abyss. So, okay, cool. And then what we can do is crank the mount slider down because that'll ruin our day. Hit, and we got raise selected. I'm just gonna bring that up. So instead of a spike, now we just have a little blob of island. I kind of want some dry sand there. Just want to check because we can. Let's go back over here. No, that is wet sand. Okay, fine. Fine. So we don't need to go too high on this one. We've got some bubbles there, so we need to get rid of those anyway. So mount up, smooth you down. Smooth it back. There we go. Just rubbing the old smooth brush over the top of it. So anywhere where you get bubbles, that's going to be a gap between your island and the terrain. Yeah, the terrain and the water. That's what I said. That's what I meant. We'll grab a small rock. Ooh, I think we did a big rock last time. I could do another big rock, but we got these big ones around here and I don't want to get confusing. So yeah, shoreline rocks. No, too much. Small rock. T transform, drag it down into ground. Now, what I want to check is whether at different times of day this little island gets swamped. So that's low tide. That's high tide. So it almost gets completely swamped at high tide. Almost, very almost, but it doesn't. So what we'll do is a bit of raise, yeah, crank the amount down and just bring this up a little bit. There we go. Good. So we got a rock there. T to transform, push it down. Now we're kind of early in the morning, I think. Changing the time of day changes the tides. So if you wanted to check the tides, you just change the time of day in the little settings thing. So time of day, that's like 10 o'clock is kind of your best light, 10 to 2. So around midday. Yeah. Also the light, if you've got, if it's on, the light is just affected by simulated clouds. And it's not tied to procedurally generated clouds. So I'm going to put it back there. Okay, good. Right, quickly. We'll grab some ficus 2. You can come in, go down. Just want to make sure that it's already snapped to a different object. Excellent. And there's some bubbles there as well, so we're going to need to deal with that. Rotate. Transform, so T and R. In terms of what it looks like from... Yeah, that's fine. Fine. And then... don't want to fight because it's tree 1. Nope, Saruman. Yeah, let's do that. A bit of Saruman. Let's just whip the camera around so we can actually see what we're doing. T to transform, pull it away a bit. R to rotate. Just want it so the leaves... If a leaf is clipped into the trunk, then do it so that the whole leaf has disappeared. It's not clipped into the trunk. Then... There we go, that's best. Yeah, that's fine. Right, this bubble's going to be annoying because that's a gap. Got some driftwood here. That's driftwood. There we go. Right, so bubbles are annoying. Yeah, different times of day, you're actually going to start seeing things that... so if we raise and lower, things that shouldn't... Like, because of the... Is that all of them? Yes. Because of the way... Oh no, there it isn't. The bubble's back again. Okay, bubble's going to go. Bubbles, are you going to go? Nope. Okay, smooth it back. That's quite an aggressive gap, or would be an aggressive gap. If we change the time of day, those bubbles largely disappear because the position of the water mesh touching the island mesh is different because it's a little higher up or a little lower down. But since I can see that, what I'm going to do is hit raise, crank the amount slider down, just push it out a little bit until they sort of disappear. It's not what we were going for, but it's what we ended up with. Alright, I'll add something else there then. We can add a PP. There you go, a little PP. Good. So if we go back here, change the time of day. That's not the time of day. That's the time of day. There we go. So we've got a nice little offshore island. It's a little bit of water connecting it. Going to hit is smooth because I can see a little rough edge there. So mount slider just off the stop. And then going to do a little bit of lower here. just to increase the distance between the shore and our little island. Just kind of push it in here as well. And then sort of push it in here as well. Whoops. And the reason for that? Oh, that's just so we don't end up with a uniform bulge out into the sea. There we go. Smooth it off. Not that it matters too much, but we're going to do it. Correctly mount all the way up. And just do that here. We'll do it here as well. We'll have to save and come back into the game to see what it ends up as. Because unfortunately, the old smooth jaw isn't really that good. Not with it all being busted and everything. So good, we've got ourselves a bit of a ring. Bit of a ring thing going on, but one of them's fallen over and one of them's falling into the sea. Huh, weird. Yes, but objects. We gotta address this. Yeah, we do. So we are going to, we're gonna have to put in, so let's put in yucca. And if I put it here maybe? Where's T? Bring it just off. So if you hit the yucca and it spawns a load of physics objects, they don't clip into the rock and end up inside here. Shouldn't, but just bring it away a little bit. Okay, so that's a resource object, which means people are going to have to come here, or should come here if they want that particular resource, which means people can visit time after time. Good, good. But wait, there's more. Yeah, of course there's more. Let's add a little bit of ficus. Now, I don't want to obscure the fact that we got a bunch of stuff here, but let's do this. Is that different to that? Yeah, sort of. Enough. Excellent. Ficus tree 1, so you can't chop down the ficus tree 1s, but whatever. T R, yeah, and just create a little bit of grove thing going on. Do that. Pop it into the ground a little bit more. Rotate it so it's a little bit more vertical. But you're just hiding what you've done. Yeah, kinda, sort of. It's sort of what we're doing. Alocasia. So T, drag that down, a little bit of a rotate. I think that's fine. Okay, yeah, that is fine. So we don't need to hide all of them, just add some bits of stuff. Just things that are going to just break up all of the objects that we just put in here. So, but I'm not going to put too many rocks and stuff in here. That's going to be a bit of a problem. So move this around until it's not. I think we'll just leave it like some of these leaves are clipping in, but you ain't going to see that too much. Okay, fine. I really want something here as well. So T transform, R to rotate. Again, no problem with leaves clipping. Aloe vera? Yeah. Might be better over here, honestly. Okay. Right, cool. But what else? Well, we've got... where are we? Guava trees. Guava trees are a little... They're alright. Let's put a guava tree right there. In fact, let's not. Let's put it off to one side. Just in case the player wants to rummage around in there. So... pop you up. Can't see the base of you. Boop. Just in the ground. Little rotate. There you go. There's a Kura as well. Kura tree is kind of big, but it's fine. I think what we'll do is we'll just pop it with everything else. Yep. So you can come over here. In fact, it might just be easier to hit delete. Yep. Yeah. And then move it to here. Ah, that's better. Make sure you are in the ground. You are. Put it down a little bit. Alright. So, what do we have here? What do we have here? We've added a stone circle with another little offshore island. Because if we didn't have the offshore island, this area would feel cold again. Which is why we added the one over there. And what that does is it means if anyone's running around the outside, instead of just being them and then the deep water, all this does is serve to... that's excellent. We got so many objects, just tapping W shoots us forward out to sea. That's what I was talking about, the frame rate issue, or the not having a locked camera speed. Which I don't even know if the guys making the game can actually do that. I have very little idea. But it's something I've been asking for a long time. And you can see why now, because we've got so many objects in the area, the camera speed is just all over the place. But yeah, if this island wasn't here, running around the outside of this stone circle would feel cold. And now adding that, it feels a little bit more protected. The stone circle itself doesn't need too much in the way of decoration. We've got the stones, we can just leave them bare. But we're going to have grass sprites in the middle anyway, and the trees just add a little touch of nature taking over, lots of fruit and things here, which means we've also got the survivor camp across the way, which means that, yeah, maybe they decided, hey, this is kind of a decent place, and what we can then do is bring the water in. Yeah, I think it's quite nice. Still need to put something here in order to stop this being just a kind of a motorway path, but yeah, I like it. I do like it. So I'm going to leave it there for the time being. If you like this, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell. And I tell you what, I'll catch you next time.